Today we're going to look at how we use the historical data grid control. I'm going to go first into the model browser and take a look at the assets that I have within my model. And I've got a pump one here, and if I go to the property table I can see that that pump has a couple of values that are updating from an OPC server. And I can also go to history and I can pull up the history on one of those properties for that pump. And I can export these points out to a CSV file. And then I can pull it into Excel and manipulate the data, or archive it and do those types of things. But what I want to do is I want to be able to have the same functionality inside of my mimics. So we're going to show you how we're going to do that today with the historical data grid control. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Mimic Designer, and we're going to log in, and we're going to create a new mimic. We'll call it history, and in the toolbox under data management you're going to see the historical data control, and I'm going to drag that out on the design surface, and we're going to go to the properties of this control. Now there's a couple of different things you can do with it. You can change your colors obviously and background and those types of things, but there's also time period, so you can specify how much history that control is going to pull when it first comes up. You can also specify a time bar. You can turn on a time bar so that the users can specify at runtime the time that they would like to display in that control as well. And lastly, there is the setup button. And this is where we pick the property or properties that we want to get the historical data from. So I'm going to browse. I'm going to browse to pump station A1, and I'm going to find that pump, and I'm going to select the flow rate. That's the property that I was interested in getting the history on. So I'm going to save my screen into shared mimics, and then I'm just going to hit run, and now I've got my control populated with my historical data that I can look through, and of course I can change the dates and the times that's currently being displayed on that control. If I want to export these points to a CSV file, I can right click and go download, and this will save a nice comma delimited file that I can open in Excel with the data for that property. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you.